Daniel Jones better than Aaron Rodgers? Yeah, we're going to have to talk about this one. What is going on, guys? Matt O'Leary back with another video. Today, I will be discussing a take from an NFL reporter that is, well, just crazy. Before we get started today, I wanted to mention you can follow on socials, Matt O'Leary NY, and also new episodes of the Just Jets podcast drop every single Wednesday, so be on the lookout for tomorrow's episode. Okay, so Bob Brookover of NJ.com covers the New York Giants, and it's that time of year. So he said, you know what, I'm going to cook up some big take, drop a bomb, and get all the interaction. And, you know, hand up, partially I am at fault here for giving him the attention. But as I've said, you know, multiple times, what I like to do on this channel is I talk about or react to the biggest things that are being talked about by Jet fans throughout the day on Jets Twitter, social media in general. And one of the biggest things that's been talked about so far today was this story and just going through it. So I think it's worthwhile to talk about, even if it may or may not be a little ridiculous. Now, I want to preface this. That's the word. I want to preface this by saying that I think that Daniel Jones took a very nice step last year for the New York Giants and looked relatively good. I mean, he got himself a well-deserved contract extension. His supporting cast has been really bad, but you got to give a ton of credit to Brian Daboll and that staff to get, you know, a ton out of Daniel Jones, who looked so much better this past year than in years gone by. So I want to give DJ credit. And like, this is not going to be this is Matt's a Jet fan, so he thinks the Jets are better at everything. No, I think Brian Daboll is a phenomenal coach. I think he is better than Robert Saleh right now. And I love some things that Joe Schoen has done over there. I think the Giants are heading in the right direction. They were a surprise playoff team last year, and I think you have to give them credit for that. But this instance, or this take that Daniel Jones is somehow better than Aaron Rodgers, I cannot get behind. Now, Bob goes over the numbers from last year and cites who had the advantage, whether it was Jones or Rodgers, and just comparing the two. Passing numbers, Jones 67.2 completion percentage, 3,205 yards, 200.3 yards per game, 15 touchdowns, 5 interceptions, and a 92.5 rating. He also added 700 yards and 7 touchdowns rushing on the ground. If you combine the 15 touchdowns plus passing touchdowns plus the 7 rushing touchdowns, that is 22 on the year. Aaron Rodgers had more passing touchdowns, 26. If you want to throw in his 1 rushing touchdown, it is advantage Aaron Rodgers, 27-22. 64.6 completion percentage for Rodgers, 3,695 yards, 217.4 yards per game, 26 touchdowns, 12 interceptions, and a 91.1 passer rating. So rating was pretty even, 91.1 versus 92.5, slight advantage Jones, where Rodgers had more passing touchdowns, more passing yards, but Jones had the advantage in the completion percentage and the interception department. So this is just looking at a very small window of just last year. And I don't even know if you could say that Daniel Jones was better than Aaron Rodgers last year. I think they, year-wise, had a similar kind of middle-of-the-pack season. The thing that this article never mentions is that Aaron Rodgers was playing with a broken thumb last year. Is that not part of the equation? And I'm not saying here or sitting here and saying that, oh, I think Aaron Rodgers is going to come back and play like, you know, MVP, 40 touchdowns, 5 interceptions on the year. But doesn't historical context play a little bit of a factor in these rankings? You can't just blindly look at, you know, 16 game sample size for both guys and say, oh yeah, Daniel Jones, much better than Aaron Rodgers. I think that's a little much. And as a Giant fan or someone who covers the Giants, again, I think you can be optimistic about what you saw out of Daniel last year. I think you could be optimistic about where this team is going. It seems like they have the right leadership in place, but why do you have to make that comparison? There are other areas where the Giants are better. Quarterback is not one of them. I'm sorry. Aaron Rodgers, even, you know, if he gives you numbers that are relatively close to what he did last year, is a better player than Daniel Jones. I don't think that should be a a hot take to say that Aaron Rodgers is better than Daniel Jones. But I want to know what you guys think down below in the comments. Thank you so much for tuning in. I am Matt O'Leary. I'll catch you next time.